Guys, through here, welcome to my channel. So guys, on this channel we make videos around technology tips, career advice and inspiration. And one of the most common questions I get when it comes to talking about career is resumes. Guys, I get this from a lot of people. They're reaching out, they're needing help with their resume. They're saying, "Fru, can you look at my resume? Can you give feedback on my resume? Can you help write a resume for me?" And people are really struggling with this, and I see it firsthand. If people are not struggling directly with their resumes, then I'm seeing the problem on the tail end. And this is where the symptoms comes into play, right? Symptoms of having a bad resume might be the situation where you go for an interview, you don't get callbacks, you don't get a job, and you might still be unemployed, or you might be looking to make a career change and you're kind of struggling with that. All right, that could be a symptom of a bad resume. So people sometimes look at the symptom and they don't have an awareness that, well, maybe all of this might go back to that root cause, which is a bad resume. So in the video today, guys, we're going to be looking at resume, and I am going to be sharing with you one of the most exciting tools that I've seen. I've seen a lot of resume tools out there. In this video, I am going to be sharing you, walking through you one of the most exciting tools that I've seen to elevate your resume. If your resume is on this level right now, guys, I want us to take that resume to the level where recruiters are calling you, companies are after you. If you're applying for jobs, you're actually making progress applying for jobs, so you can end up with a dream job you've always wanted in technology. So guys, we're going to be diving through. It's going to be an exciting video. All the links that I'm going to reference will be in the description below. So if you want to check out and use this service for your own resume, check in the description below. You're going to see the link to that. I don't get paid for this. I just thought it was a really amazing service. They seem to be using some artificial intelligence that caught my attention, so I thought I should call that out. But it's really an amazing service. Before we dive into showing how you can elevate your resume, whether you have one and you can take it to, you want to take it to the next level, or you don't have any resume at all, like zero resume at all, this tool will show you how to start with something that really can speak volume once you put it in front of a recruiter. All right, before we dive in, I want to call out Prairie AI here, which you have on the screen. It's a Chrome extension. So if you're watching this video on YouTube or you're watching it on a Chrome browser, guys, I really want to invite us all to get this extension. It's free. Install it on Chrome, and once you install it on Chrome, it looks like this. It just sits right there within your Chrome browser. So if you're a student or you're a gamer, you like watching a lot of videos, politics, guys, it really would sit right there behind the scenes. And using artificial intelligence, it can pull all the insights from the video and make it available to you. For example, let's say I was watching this video. It talks about quantum mechanics, and it can be very time consuming. So this video is about 52 minutes long. Instead of having to watch this entire video, the Prairie AI can pull the specific key concepts within this video and bring that right to me at my fingertips. That way, instead of having to spend almost an hour on this video, I can say, all right, you know what, I want to learn about quantum number, and I can click on that and I can go ahead and play just quantum number. Guys, it's that powerful, and you can see all your bookmarks here on the side. So sometimes I wonder how I ever watch videos on YouTube without having this extension on my browser. All right, guys, so check out the Prairie extension. The link again is going to be in the description below. That said, let's talk about resumes. How do people approach resumes? Either you have a resume now or you don't have a resume. And this actually came from a friend that reached out to me, and they wanted help with their resume. What do most people do? We might go to, and I just have my Google Docs available here, and start trying to type a resume, right? You might say name, right? And then you might say email, and then put your email, and then you might say phone, and then put your phone, and then you might go and say skills, guys, and then start trying to put in your skills. I don't even want to keep going with this, because you can see how tedious and how inefficient something like this would be if this is what you actually do to have your resume. But again, we know you're not going to get a job if you don't have a resume. It's just the reality of the world we live in. You're not going to get a job and apply for a job without the resume. Recruiters are going to ask for it, especially if you're in the US. I don't know about other countries, but in the US, it's still expected that if you're applying for a job, you need a resume. So going through a Google Doc and try to create something from scratch, you can do it, but I don't know, it's not the most efficient way to go about it. What's another way to go about this? You might say, well, instead of just creating it from scratch, how about I leverage a template? And I kind of thought about this when the friend reached out. I'm like, well, I can go into Google Docs. Google Docs has the ability for you to search through their library of templates, and you can certainly use that as a starting point to work on your resume. And I can tell you, this is certainly more efficient, or several times more efficient than starting from scratch. So what can you do? You can come into Google Docs template gallery, and you can search. There are templates for many things in here. You can, if you're doing a newsletter, but let's say a project proposal, but what we're interested in is a resume. Let me find a resume. So these are resumes. They have different templates here. So what you can do is you can come in here, find one of these templates, just eyeball which one looks interesting to you. Say for example, if you want to keep it a little bit traditional, you might select this particular one, and now it's gonna pull this template into your Google Docs folder, and all you need to do is edit this, right? So you can say your hello, I am, right? Then you can put your name here. All right, you can put your name, put your address, and then certainly customize this for your needs. So I'm sure we'll all agree that this approach is hundreds of times more efficient than trying to start from a blank piece of paper to create your own resume. You can certainly do it, but guys, it's inefficient, and I'm not one to go around doing things that are inefficient. All right, so that said, if we can do it this way, you might be asking, before, why do you want to show us another way that's even more exciting to do our resumes if we can leverage a template like this to do our resume? Guys, just hang on. What I'm going to show you, in my opinion, was so exciting I couldn't keep it to myself. So the tool that I'm going to show is this website called LiteCoin, and I stumbled on it and I just thought, wow, this is so fascinating. More and more people should have this. They should have it, and it has a lot of resources around career specifically. You know, again, on this channel we make videos around technology tips, career advice, and inspiration. There's no point getting all the certifications on the earth, right? Whether you're doing DBA or machine learning or AI or architecture or cloud or security, there's really no point getting all those certifications if you're not going to land a job with it. And so being able to land a job and plan your career becomes especially important. And this is what this website I came across. I'm not affiliated with it. That really caught my attention, and they have a lot of resources. They have articles, and one of the things that really caught my attention is you can create resumes. So there is a resume builder, there's a resume example, so you can search for that. And then they also have cover letters, which you can create one and have for yourself. This is something that a lot of people don't use, and I always stress it out, and I always stress it when people reach out to me. I'm like, where's your cover letter? Right? And people just somehow forget that. But if you have a cover letter, you really stand out, and this website can help you build a cover letter for yourself. Now, it's not free, but the cost, when I went at the very end, guys, the cost for it is so minimal compared to the cost you can be getting on the other side where you're not having a job. All right, would you pay whatever they ask you, which is less than $25 or so, to get a resume that can land you a job making hundreds or thousands of dollars? Or would you try to shortchange on this side and have a crappy resume that ends up costing you a lot of time to get a job? You know, you decide. All right, so that said, this is the website. Again, the link to this will be in the description below. So it's called LiteCoin. All right, we're gonna dive into LiteCoin and sign in. So I already went ahead and signed in, and what I'm gonna do here is walk us through the process of using LiteCoin to actually create a resume. So we're gonna walk through here. Once you sign in, we're gonna go through of being able to leverage this website to create a resume. You can upload a resume if you have one, and then kind of customize it. But guys, we're gonna build everything from scratch here. Now, the persona that we're gonna use to build this resume is assuming that this is somebody in tech, right? Maybe you are a DBA, you want to be a DBA, and I'll just use a DBA as an example, say Oracle DBA, and you need a resume, and you're just trying to get into the field. You need a resume, you don't have one. This video would walk us through how to leverage this platform and build a resume for that individual. Now, if you work in a different industry, just simply replace the role that I'm working with here, and it should apply to your industry. So once we're logged in, what this allows us to do is you can build a resume here, or you can upload your own resume. So as I mentioned, what we're going to do is we're going to build a resume. So I'm going to click on build the resume. So it says just 3 simple steps to create your resume. Select a template from our library, build your resume with our industry specific bullet points, download your resume, print it, and send it, and you're ready to send it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead, create a new resume. And this is why I found this really interesting, because it kind of uses almost gamification, right? It's asking you what's your experience, right? Are you just at the beginner? So this is kind of entry level in my book, right? This is really entry level here. So are you kind of entry level 0 to 3 years? So you might be somebody that have 0 experience, you don't even have a resume, all right? Or you might have maybe some experience but not enough to really make you into that intermediate position. So you're here, and then once you start going above 10 years, you're really becoming now an expert, and so you can select based on where you fit. In this scenario, I'm going to select 0 to 3 years because I'm kind of assuming that we are entry level. All right, are you a student? If you're a student, you can select that. If you're not, we can select that. So I assume that we're not a student and we're trying to build an entry level resume. So now it's going to ask us, here are the best themes or templates that you want to use. All right, and you can simply look at it and see the templates that are available and select the one that makes sense for you. So let's actually go ahead and select and see all templates. All right, there's quite a bit of templates here, guys. So the one that I'm going to select is, let me go ahead and select this template here. Kind of just looks interesting. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and select that template, and that's what we're going to use for our resume. So it says, all right, do you want to continue your resume? Do you want to welcome back? Do you want to continue? So let's continue. All right, so go ahead, create. So it's doing the creation here. All right, so this is where it gets interesting, because it gives us these forms, and as you fill out all these forms, it's automatically going to build the resume for us. So, and guys, this is just like light years ahead of trying to do something like this in a blank sheet of paper. All right, this is like a no note in my book at this point in time. All right, so the first thing that it asks us to do is to input our what's the best way for the employer to contact you. So you want to input your contact information. So I'm going to say Coach Fru Louise. All right, city Eden Prairie, Minnesota. That's the city we're going to use. Phone number, we're going to leave that blank. Email is already populated. It uses the email I used to sign in. All right, so now we can actually go ahead and preview that resume to see what it looks like. All right, so this is my name here and the email and everything, and you can start seeing a clean professional resume right in front of you, right? All of these are just kind of placeholders because I haven't filled out the information, but it should give you an idea, guys. Compare sending this to somebody and sending this to somebody. All right, it's day and night. So, and if you don't like the template that I'm using, guys, there are many templates in there. Find your own, something that makes sense to you, that fits your persona, and use it. Whatever you want. Find a template that works for you and use it. So let's cancel out of this preview, and then we can click next. So next is gonna ask for a work history. So it's gonna say, let's fill the work history. All right, and you can see the section here where we're gonna be working in now. So I'm gonna click next, and it's gonna say what's your work history. So assume that, again, I'm just making this all fictional. This is not the real resume. This is definitely not my resume, not my work history. So everything I'm doing here is just fictional. All right, so let's say we'll kind of do entry-level DBA, sitting with what we did. You might want to put in some information to say Oracle DBA, and then Microsoft. All right, why would you be an Oracle DBA and Microsoft? I have no idea. All right, so let's say the state is Seattle. Does that even house? Let's say California. Let's just do California. All right, and then select the date. You can go ahead and select a date in there. All right, if you currently work there, you can put it you currently work there. All right, now you might say, but Fru, what you just did there was basic. Guys, this is where it gets interesting, and this is why I found this website or this platform so fascinating. and able to help you get your resume. Now what they do here is it brings me into this position where I've put in a title of a job that I work for, and that title was called Oracle DBA. If you see here, it shows a lot of suggestions of the responsibilities of that role, and you can try to write them up for yourself, or you can just simply use what these guys have provided in here for you. Of course, you want to make sure that it aligns with whatever role you're going for. So in this case, all right, I said Oracle DBA, and now it says expert recommendations. I don't know how they come up with these recommendations. It might be some machine learning. It might be, definitely I know some machine learning is going in there, and at least natural language processing is going in there, and some text classification is definitely going in there. Beyond that, I'm not quite sure, but I just thought it's really cool. So what we can do here is of course, Oracle DBA design complex models for analysis needs. Yep, I like that. Let's go ahead and add that. I just click on it, boom, it puts it right in there for me. Establish secured enterprise-wide data analytics structures. You might look at that and say, yeah, I actually did that. Boom, right in there for me, right? And this is your expert recommendation. You can read again here and say develop and deliver business information solutions. If you did that, boom, all right, I can scroll down and say welcome visitors in the office, blah blah blah. Did you do this? Nah, I don't think Oracle DBAs does their job, right? You can skip that, right? Maybe you work in a role where you negotiated agreements between employees to clarify misunderstood directions and conflicts affecting their performance. Oh yeah, you did that. And guys, you're getting something that has been recommended by this, and I'm sure these guys have access to hundreds if not millions of resumes to be able to make this possible. All right, and so you can fill that in. It says instituted task. All right, I can put that in. Okay, what task? I can say let's say instituted bug tracking task. All right, you can just fill that in to contribute to the long-term plans for organizational business success. Some of this is a little bit generic, so you might want to like really customize this to fit your needs and to align with what you actually did, because this is a resume of what you did. So you might want to do a little bit of customization, but this gives you a starting point. Imagine somebody using this and building a resume, and somebody staring at a blank piece of paper in here and having no idea what to do. All right, it could really be this really gives you a legs up. I can go back in there and say, well, maybe I worked with a tool called Irwin. Let me see something. I haven't tried this before. Maybe the DBA. All right, it didn't find Irwin. Let's call let's do, what can a DBA do? Let's say data modeling. Maybe you're a DBA and you did some data modeling. All right, it doesn't find data modeling. Let's do network security. All right, so it finds network security. So maybe as part of your role, you were part of doing something with network security, and you can search it there and it can give you some recommendations, and you can throw that into that role. All right, perform risk analysis, and you can throw all of that into the role. So let's go ahead and preview what we have now. All right, so guys, there you have it. Now I have my resume here, my name, my email, and my address, and all of that. There is some spaces here that still needs to be filled. Now my role as an Oracle DBA has been filled in, right? All of those details have been filled in, and this is where people sometimes struggle. They don't even know what to write. This has given you an example or examples you can follow on, and you can then customize it. Okay, so the preview is good. Let's go ahead and click next. All right, I can choose to add another position. I can say teaching assistant. All right, Cal Tech. I'm just trying to find an employer. Let me do University of California. Is there a university like that? Berkeley? Yeah, let's just see you a teaching assistant there. All right, I'm just making all of this up again. Let's do California, and then let's select a date. Let's say you're a teaching assistant while going to school, because this is an entry-level role. And then we can go ahead and say you ended in January. All right, you can now add next. Again, now I put teaching assistant. You see it said teach assistant. Yep, which is what you were doing. And then you can see it's giving us expert recommendations. For example, tutor struggling students in small groups to reinforce learning concepts. Did you do that? If you did that, yes, you can go ahead and take it. kept classroom clean and neat. All right, you can take that partner with teachers. You can take that organized classroom. Yep, you can take that distributed learning materials. All right, you can take whatever it is you did that align with what you did as a teaching assistant, guys. And this is at your fingertips. This is at your fingertips, and that's why this was so fascinating to me. All right, now you can go ahead and click next. All right, if you had more sections to add, you can definitely add those sections, but I'm not going to do that for now. I'm going to leave it at 2 sections. So let's go ahead and preview this. So now I have my Oracle DBA and I have my teaching assistant. Whatever role you did before, you can now go ahead and include that. So let's continue on the next, which will talk about education. Did you go to school? All right, if you went to school, we definitely want to put that information. So let's go next. Did you go to school? Again, with the persona we're using here, we went to school, and the school name was University of California. All right, we're just making this up. And San Jose, I don't know, I really don't know the schools that are out there. Let's just do San Jose. Select degree type. We can say bachelor's of science, right, assuming that was your degree. Field of study, say computer engineering as an example. All right, month of graduation, we're gonna just make something up here. All right, let's say you graduated in 2013 as an example. We're just making this all up. All right, and then you can choose to add a description in here. All right, a member of fraternity. If you had any other things that were specific, maybe you were a member of a dean's list, you were elected captain, you received a scholarship, you graduated summa cum laude, right? Whatever it is you did, you graduated with so and so GPA, whatever things, information that makes you that's gonna help you and is relevant to you, guys, you can certainly include that. So dean's list, let's say we did dean's list in 2010 as an example. It is student captain of soccer. All right, receive say Fulbright. Let's just say you received the Fulbright if you actually did. Scholarship, summa cum laude, GPA. Let's say you had a GPA of say 3.87 as an example. Let's say that was your GPA. Now we can go ahead and click next. Now if you had other degrees, certainly go ahead and add those degrees. If you have a master's degree or PhD, whatever degree you have, you can now go ahead and add other degrees in here. But if we preview this now, so we have our teaching assistants. Now we have the section for education has been added, and with all the details included in there. But guys, to see how clean this is, and all we've been doing is simply inputting information, right? It's your resume. You already have all the information. Bring it all together and put it in a very clean fashion like this. So the next thing that we're going to do here is now we're going to go ahead and add skills. All right, any skills? Do you have any skills? If you're going to be doing a job, you know, supposedly you have skills. I would hope, or somebody would hope that you have the skills for that job. So let's go ahead and add some skills. All right, so since we're talking about Oracle DBA in here, it asks us to what job is this resume for? So Oracle DBA. Now we can go ahead and search for that. All right, so you can see it's gonna give some recommendations of certain skills that you might want to include in your resume as an Oracle DBA. And guys, these are things that you should definitely include, because I've made a different video where, you know, there are a lot of machines now. Everything is becoming automated. Where you submitting your resume, there are bots that are looking for keywords within your resume, and if you don't have it, your resume goes into the dustbin. All right, so all of this might seem like it's kind of trivial stuff, and I'm going into all the details. I can tell you, if you don't include this in your resume, you submit it to a system, it doesn't even make it to the hiring manager, because a computer system looked at it and said, well, we needed somebody that knows machine learning, and you don't have machine learning, so why should I even look at your resume? Think about it. The hiring manager is getting hundreds, if not thousands of resumes on their desk. All right, so you definitely want your resume to first stand out, and to second, make it to their desk. I should even put it the other way around. You should even make it to their desk, to the desk of a human being. All right, and get through all the filters that are out there, and then it should then stand out once it goes there. So in this case of Oracle DBA, I'm gonna select solutions development, KPIs, key performance indicators, warehousing expertise. All right, whatever makes sense, go ahead and select that. Maybe you did some document control, maybe those are your skills. If it doesn't have the skills that you were looking for, you can manually typing, right? So data modeling as an example, if that's what you were doing, you can certainly include that skill. So let's go ahead and click next. All right, it's gonna ask you now for a summary, a resume. This is like your executive summary you want to have at the top. So if I am trying to hire you and I pick your resume, it's 1 page or 2 page, there's a lot of content. I want to get a quick picture of who this individual is. That's what your summary should give. 2-3 sentences at the most. It should tell you what exactly you are about. All right, so there are some examples here that says background includes data mining, data warehousing, analytics, proficient in machine and deep learning, quality driven, blah 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 blah. Guys, you can read it, whatever makes sense for you. Let's assume that you go ahead and read this one. Maybe this one makes more sense. You say, all right, I want to take this one. All right, you can take it. Prepared offer, let's say 5 years, and you can certainly customize it for how much it works, or to make it reflect your actual career. All right, but this gives you some good starting points, and you can go ahead and just kind of read some of the examples that are in there, and it's fascinating. All right, now let's go ahead and add extra section. So, and this is where you might want to throw in a lot of extra sections that maybe we haven't covered already. Did you have any website or portfolio you want to include? Okay, I'm going to include that. Are there any certifications? Yep, you've maybe done Oracle certifications. You might have done Azure or AWS certification. You want to include that. Are you affiliated with any groups? Yep, you might be affiliated with some groups within the industry. You want to call that out. Is there any accomplishments you want? Yep, you might say, yep, there's some accomplishment you want to include. Additional information? No, you don't want to include any additional information. So let's go ahead and click next. Personal link, let's give Prairie.com, right? So let's point to Prairie. Remember, Prairie is a website which I was calling everybody to go subscribe. Install the extension. I hope you did, guys. Please do. It's gonna really look amazing once you have Prairie on your Chrome browser as such. All right, I've already talked about that. So let's put the link for Prairie. Save and next. Now it's going to ask about your accomplishment. What are the things that you've accomplished? Let's say as part of your role, even though you were a beginner, you supervise people. So you might say supervise a team of 4 staff members. That's a pretty good accomplishment. It shows your leadership skills. You might want to include that. Resolve product issues, use Microsoft Excel, whatever it is that's relevant to your accomplishment. Guys, this is your opportunity to include all of that in here. Now we're going to go ahead, click next. Professional organization. Were you part of a professional organization? Let's go ahead and click this. Let's say you were part of the California Oracle DBA Association. Let's just say there was something that existed like that, all right, and you were part of that, and you were part of that from 2016 to now. You might want to include that. All right, let's say you were part of Senate. Let's find Senate, Student Senate. So you're part of the Student Senate. You might want to include that as well. All right, that's an accomplishment and affiliation, Student Senate. And you might want to say 2010. So whatever accomplishment you can think about, guys, this is your opportunity to include it. If it doesn't show up here, you can just click next and type whatever is relevant to you. So now we've done that. Let's go ahead, click next. Are you certified? Right, so maybe certified protection officer. All right, members, whatever that is, any certifications, right? Let's do database administrator. All right, so in this case you might say you're 6 Sigma certified, you might be Scrum Master certified, you might want to include that, Microsoft certified professional, whatever is relevant to you, guys, include that in here to reflect it. And you know, when I went through this, I kind of also thought of the opportunity for this, where even if you don't want, even if you have a resume or you're not looking to make a career move, I might still want to go through this exercise of just evaluating your resume like this to see some of the certifications that are listed here, because now it can start making light bulbs go in the head to say, wow, what is this certified or certified 6 Sigma black belt? Maybe I had no idea about that. Is that something that I should be paying attention to given that it shows up under database administrator? Because that's the question that was going at the back of my mind when I saw this. All right, because if somebody's a database administrator and they have all these certifications and you don't, guess what, they stand out more than you do. And being able to stand out is the name of the game. So just something to think about. This could be kind of like intel. You can use this for research, to plan your career and go forward. All right, so we have that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is finalize this, and now we can see a resume that looks clean, very professional, and I would feel comfortable sharing this resume with somebody. Way over trying to start something from scratch, and even better than this, because the challenge with this is it's kind of hard to customize, right? If you want to add a new section, you kind of have to copy and paste. It's just really a mess. It becomes a mess very quickly, and that's what even led me to searching, and I landed on this. All right, so you can now go ahead and preview. Let me zoom in here, preview the resume, look at it. Just bear with me to zoom in correctly. So you can go ahead, preview the resume, look at it. Maybe there's a section in here that doesn't make sense. You might go ahead and edit that section. All right, now you can go ahead and edit that section, and then once you're done, you can come here. Maybe there's a section that needs to be deleted, or you can delete the section. All right, if you want to add a new section, you can go ahead and add the section. But guys, this is a solid, professional looking resume that you can print this out, share it with somebody, and if it lands on my desk and I'm hiring, guys, I'll pay attention to this resume. So this website, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I'm not affiliated with them, but I don't think it's free. As you can imagine, they have to surely make money somewhere and somehow. So you can download the templates here. You can change the color. So assuming that you want it red, you can change the color. I'm not a big fan of red, so even that, I'm not a big fan of that. I think red sometimes is a little bit too harsh. I would probably go with like kind of the blue, kind of professional looking color or something like that, right? But definitely, in my opinion, definitely not the red color. I just think red sometimes can mean danger, right? Red danger. I don't like that. So all right, and then here there are some options. Let me check so you can duplicate the resume if you wanted to, and then you can go ahead and download this. And I believe this is at the point where, because these guys have to make money, it's probably gonna ask to be paid. So download in PDF. Let's see, it's probably gonna ask for me to pay. Yep, payment. All right, so it's gonna ask for payment, and then I have a different account where I used this already that I paid. So this is my tutorial account, so of course I'm not gonna pay because I'm not gonna keep this resume. But I definitely have a different account where I went through the payment. You can pay $2 for and get a 14-day trial. All right, but these guys have to make money, so $2 to get a resume, to me, in my book, where you can potentially get a job and be employed, it's worth it. It's just one of those things that is a no-brainer. All right, or you can go pay a professional to write your resume, which again, this is basically what they're going to be doing. So why not just do it yourself and pay the $2 versus 50 or 100 or even thousands of dollars. I've seen people paying for professionals to get them a resume, whereas you can get something like this at your fingertips. All right guys, so this is the resume. I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna go to next. Now we have a resume. What about one of the other things? Well, I don't want to pay for this because I'm not going to keep it. So let me find a way to get out of here. I'll go back there, go to dashboard. I think it's gonna save that resume. I just don't need to download it. So what is one of the other things that you need during your job process, or you should have? And many people miss this. Guys, if you have this thing, you are going to stand out. That is guaranteed. You're going to stand out because 80%, 90%, I don't have the exact number of people, don't have it. What is it? That is a cover letter. It's a cover letter. If you're sending your resume to somebody, guys, include the cover letter. They start paying attention to you. All right, so how do you go ahead and get a cover letter? We can come in here and also create a cover letter. So what you want to do is go over to cover letters here and click on it. We're gonna create a new cover letter. All right, you can create a new resume or a new cover letter. What we want is a new cover letter. All right, cover letter is just one page brief about you, and it's going to make you really stand out. So desired position, let's say Oracle database. Let's just do database administrator. administrator. Let's say that's what you are going in for. All right, let me make sure. So let's say database administrator. All right, so let's go ahead and click next. Desired company, let's go at, well, let's do Prairie. Why not? Because we keep talking about Prairie LLC. All right, again, this is Prairie, the Chrome extension, guys, so check it out. All right, now we've put in a desired company. We're gonna go ahead, click next. All right, it's gonna ask you what are some of the skills that you bring to the table. All right, and you can select your skills. Say you know Python, you know, and it wants you to select just 3. I think they allow you just for 3: MySQL and database administration. So let's allow that. That's just 3. By the way, if you try to select more, it doesn't allow you to do it, so you can select just 3. At least I tested it before. All right, then you can go ahead, click continue. What are some of your top 3 strengths? Again, if you notice, cover letter cannot be your entire resume all over. All right, you already have a resume. That resume has all the details. If you add any other details, it should be in the resume. This is just to summarize you. So if I look at the cover letter, I can just have an idea about who this person is, and then the resume gives me the details. So that's really the rationale for a cover letter. And that's why I see sometimes people don't like a cover letter, because they say, well, they already have my resume, why do they need some additional information? No. Or they try to make their cover letter into another resume, right? And you miss the point. The cover letter, 1 page and very just high level summaries, the top 3 important points, right? This is why it says top 3. If you're good at 100 things, at least there should be a top 3 of things that you can categorize that's what you're really good at, and that's what goes into your cover letter. So let's say you're very innovative, your leadership and critical thinking. Maybe those are the top 3 things. Go ahead, click next. Number of years of experience. In the scenario we've been doing, let's go with 3 years. All right, job title, Oracle database administrator. So that's the job title. We are going administrator. Can I spell that correctly? Yep, there you go. Thank God for spell checker in there on Chrome. All right, so let's go ahead and click next. Have you been unemployed for 6 months or blah blah blah? Let's say let's actually say yes. Why not? Let's do yes. It's easy to say no, but let's do yes and see what happens. Why did you step out? Why did you stop working? So assuming that maybe for some reason you weren't working, guys, then this is something that could be very interesting. Now, let's say you took a sabbatical, right? Time off to just, do something, write a book or something. All right, how would you describe your working style? Maybe you're a creator, team player. Oh, you can select just one. Maybe you are a doer. Let's just say you're a doer. All right, you get things done. All right, now let's go next. And all we're doing here is just clicking. So guys, this then generates a cover letter for us that you can download, you can print, you can have this in a nice sheet of paper, and you can email that along with your resume. Guys, 80%, 90% of people are not going to go through the steps of creating a cover letter like this. And if you do it, you stand out. So now we have a cover letter in here, and you can read what it says, right? First name, well, I don't think I put in my name. Last name is gonna fill that in, so you can certainly edit that and put your first name. Let's say Coach Fro Louise, and then put in your information in here. I'm just gonna put my zip code I'll put some random zip code 554221 as an example. Maybe that's a zip code. Save changes. All right, so now it has the name, it has the zip code. If you put in all your address, that's gonna show up, shows the company that you're applying for. Read database administrator, you can put some more information. You definitely want to customize the date in here. Dear Mr., the name of the person you're sending your cover letter to, right? And then here it's giving you some template text, right? Some out of the mail text that you can certainly customize. So here it says, I would like to express my interest, blah blah blah, I'm self-motivated. You can see how it's picking all those things that you selected and it's putting that in here. I'm self-motivated, and then throughout the course of my career, I have honed my Python. Guys, it's going now into some of the skills that we selected. My Python and Microsoft SQL abilities. I'm an astute problem solver, right, with selected problem solver, capable of prioritizing and managing complex projects with proficiency. This is fascinating to me. And then please take a moment to review my enclosed resume, right? So it's referencing now your resume and accompanying credentials. I would appreciate the opportunity to speak with you regarding my candidacy for a database administrator role, right? Whatever role you're trying to apply for, that will just get plugged in there. I'm looking forward to your response. Thank you for your consideration, guys. We have, in a few clicks, generated an amazing looking cover letter you can include with your resume. If you don't like this format, how about just click here and change the format. Now we have a cover letter in a different format. If you have a signature, if you have your own logo or whatever you have for yourself, you can go ahead and include that. Let's see. Let's say you're doing an executive cover letter. You can go ahead and do something like that. You want it more modern, all right, you can simply change it. But now we're just simply changing the format, all right, of the cover letter. The content is still the same. And if you're ready and you like your cover letter, you can go ahead, download it, or you can go ahead and print that cover letter, and you can include that in greetings. Well, it's not gonna let me print it because I haven't filled out all the informations in there. So once you fill the information, now you can go ahead, download this, of course pay, because this website has to make their money. So pay, to me, is worth it. It's worth the money, right? Sometimes people want to be selfish and stingy with money, or and there's a saying that I always grew up with, and it says penny wise, pound foolish, because you're gonna be cheap on the penny and not pay for something like this that can give you an amazing cover letter, an amazing resume to have in your portfolio, right? You're gonna save that extra $2 or $5 or whatever the website charges. Their fee is not very transparent, so I can't quite see it. You're gonna save on that, but then on the front end, you're not having a job. You're sending out a resume that people don't want to see. You're sending out things without the cover letter, and you're just overall struggling. Or you either going here and spending 5 hours to write something like this, whereas in a few hours, less than an hour, you can get an amazing cover letter, an amazing resume. All right, guys, so this will be the end of it. I can keep going through and showing that, but I thought the website was so fascinating. And if you look around and you're really looking to elevate and take your career to the next level, they have everything from, I believe they have things from resume templates here, resume customizer, job search app. I haven't looked at that. Live career apply. So it seems to give you something that can autofill, extension that can autofill when you're applying for jobs. And this is something that people complain. It's like, oh, I'm looking for a job and I need to apply for hundreds of jobs or 50 jobs or 6 jobs a day or 10 jobs a day, and that's very time consuming and painful. Guys, leverage platforms like this. There are platforms like this that can make it a lot easier for you. Are you looking to get your salary? You're trying to figure out your salary? Use your salary calculator. So this was just an amazing site that I thought was very, very fascinating, and very important to share. Let me go back here, and it says, if you're negotiating your salary, you're asking for a raise, looking for a new job, seeing what others are doing, you might want to get some ideas into your salary, and you can leverage something like this. And then in here they have articles that you can also read to get some information. So like this one says, cost of lying on your resume. You don't want to lie on your resume, right? And I've seen people try to cut corners and say things that they haven't done. No, as we go through this process, you want to say your skills. There's no point lying on the resume, because guys, you'll get caught. And the worst thing that you can do is to lose credibility on this planet. I tell people that, all right? And if you start lying on your resume, one way or another, you're gonna keep going, and the day that you get caught, guys, you might have built an entire empire, and that empire will come crushing and crumbling right in front of you. So whatever you do, don't lie on your resume. Don't. If there's something that you need to lie about, stop lying, go out and learn the skills so you can include it in your resume with confidence. So there are articles here that talks about that, and guys, I would highly recommend you include this or leverage this tool as part of your arsenal. I'm sure there are many other resume building apps out there. This is very fascinating, and that's why we're sharing it today. All right, guys, this brings us to the end of the video. It's a little bit of a longer video. I want to thank you for watching and sticking with me to this point. I hope you got value out of this, guys. I really do. I hope you got value out of this, and I really want to wish you success. If you're looking for a career change, you're looking to get a new job, you don't have a job, guys, I want to wish you success. I hope these resources are useful to you, and if you don't mind, please do consider subscribing to the channel. grabbing this extension, sharing this video so somebody might get value out of it. I know somebody out there might just need to watch this video for something to spark in their head, and then they might make 1 or 2 moves that allows them to get a good resume, put it in front of somebody that gives them a job and change their lives. So guys, consider subscribing, consider sharing this with somebody that is gonna get value out of this. This has been Fru. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.